Smartphone launches galore are right around the corner at IFA 2017, but this week, Samsung's getting an early start with the unveiling of the Galaxy Note 8. After last year's Note 7 fiasco, Samsung's got more to prove than ever, but from our early impressions at least, the Note 8 appears to be one pretty impressive handset. Beyond giving you a hands-on look at the Note 8 itself, we're also seeing how it compares to some of the most popular flagships out there, including one of the most recent to launch, the HTC U11. One criticism we gave the U11 when it first debuted was that the phone sure felt pretty big. While it has only a 5.5-inch screen, that classic 16:9 shape contributed to the handset coming across as chunkier than 2017's fleet of ultra-widescreen devices, Samsung flagships like the Galaxy S8 included. But now with the Note 8 and its 6.3-inch screen, a huge step up from the 5.7-inch panel in the Note 7, does the U11 finally have a suitable peer? Well, it's closer, but the shapes still make these feel like very different devices. The U11 is wider, thinner, and lighter, while the Note 8 is taller. When using a phone regularly, width may be the most important factor for comfort, and that a 6.3-inch screen phone can fit better in your hand than one with a 5.5-inch display really says a lot for Samsung's manufacturing prowess. Both phones are running modern top-shelf processors and have a healthy 64GB base storage level. But while the HTC U11 has 4 gigs of memory in most markets, Samsung's pushing past that with 6GB of RAM. We don't expect that to have a huge impact on performance, but we're not going to complain about getting more than we absolutely need. One of the big things setting the Note 8 apart from Samsung's past devices is its dual main camera, with a pair of 12-megapixel sensors, both impressively optically stabilized. The U11, meanwhile, has a single 12-megapixel camera with OIS. While similarities like the shared f1.7 aperture put these cameras in the same class, it's impossible to ignore the extra versatility offered by Samsung's package, pulling off trick focus effects and allowing users to easily transition from telephoto to wide-angle shots. Even the camera software feels more powerful with the Note 8, and while the U11's interface is functional, it comes across as overly simple compared to Samsung's camera UI. With this year's flagship hardware, Samsung has given up on front-mounted fingerprint scanners in order to make as much of the phone's face available to the screen as possible. HTC's scanner, on the other hand, stays up front and is not only in a convenient location, but that placement allows the sensor to act as a mini touchpad for Android button gesture controls. The Note 8 sensor placement by the rear camera is slightly more awkward, but Samsung helps make up for that with plenty of alternative biometric authentication options, most notably the phone's front iris scanner hardware. And of course, tucked in around back on the Note 8 with the dual cameras and fingerprint scanner is Samsung's optical heart rate monitor, a feature of a class the U11 lacks entirely. In that same boat, the Note 8 enjoys the kind of solid support for wireless charging standards we expect from Samsung flagships, including fast charging. With the U11, you're stuck going the wired charging route. And as we detail all the hardware only offered by one of these handsets, the Note 8 retains an analog headphone jack, unlike the U11. That's not to say that HTC's bundled USB Type-C earbuds aren't pretty good, but if you want more control over how you listen to music, you'll have to carry around the included headphone adapter. At least both phones offer alternate voice assistants to the standard Google option, with the U11 featuring Alexa integration and the Note 8 connecting to Samsung's Bixby. Finally, each of these phones has a prominent hook. On the Note 8, obviously that's Samsung's S Pen stylus, while the U11 builds the pressure-sensitive Edge Sense into its frame. Edge Sense can be very useful, giving you quick, effortless access to a couple frequently used apps, but it's also a bit of a one-trick pony. The S Pen may be a more familiar feature by now, but it's also a very flexible one, and one with a passionate fan base, something we doubt HTC can say for Edge Sense, at least not yet. The Note 8's S Pen picks up a newly refined stylus tip, but really the star of the show here is Samsung's software, detecting when you're using the pen and guiding you through the growing list of available functionality. All of this considered, it's hard to ignore that the Note 8 seems to offer a bit more than the U11 in a lot of important areas. But before we go crowning the Note 8 the winner here, we've got to touch on pricing. The HTC U11 can be yours for just about $650, while the Note 8 is going to set you back about $300 more. It may be an exceptionally well-equipped phone, but is that worth a 45% premium? Well, we'll break that down in our full Samsung Galaxy Note 8 review, coming soon. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of PhoneArena's Note 8 coverage.